the anticipation is finally over and Swatch has unveiled its brand new 3 Moonswatch models today. Are you excited? Neither am I. I am sure that there's like 2 or 3 scalpers that are really looking forward to this moment. I really do hope that this time around this model will completely flop. For the ones who know the channel, you know that I really dislike the Moonswatch because of its awful quality, and especially because Swatch are endlessly milking it, and by doing so degrading the Omega brand that really didn't need that in order to help it in its impossible task to catch up with Rolex. But well, they're marketing masterminds, so let's see what they have for us in stock today. They have 3 new models. I am reading right here because this just came out a few hours ago. They have the Mission on Earth Lava, which is a red plastic case. Forget about the bioceramic stuff. Here it is, just plastic case. Be sure of that. And this one is very reminiscent of the Ultraman. The Ultraman was a Moonwatch that was quite popular, one of the thousands of versions that they have released, and they have tried to homage that here. For those who are wondering, we're gonna have exactly the same dimensions in all of these 3 models. Nothing special here, same red plastic case that you have on the Mars one, a case that changes a little bit compared to the usual Moonswatch, especially in the indices, with some red accents on the tips and red handsets on all of the 6 hands. Tachymetre is also written in red. Let's go to the second one, and that is the Mission on Earth polar lights. This tries to mimic the polar lights that you see in the sky and that we managed to see this year. This might be the least uninteresting one, let's say, with a reused green case from their previous model from the Mission on Earth from 2 years ago. The dial changes though, and you see some radial subdials, green handsets as well. All of the markings on the bezel are green, and most interestingly, the dial looks like aventurine. And the very last one, the most underwhelming I would say, is the desert. Just that desert. I call this dust actually, because there's really nothing exciting about these. You have a non-inspiring top-colored case, again radial subdials, and this looks, besides from the radial subdials, this looks a lot like the Mission to Mercury. All of these will be sold for 275 euros, and as usual available on selected stores. I do believe that these are going to be an apparent success, that you're going to see some lines, although they're going to be shorter and shorter compared to the previous releases, and these lines are going to be 90% scalpers who are going to be trying to sell these things like 1.5 or 2 times retail. The times where you could sell a Moonswatch for like 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 times retail are over, and gladly so. But people will do a lot for a buck, so I am sure that there's actually going to be a line of flippers and people are going to call this a success. Know that this time around, the length of the line will not be the mark of the success. The actual mark of the success of these releases will be the multiplier with which they can sell these watches. Well, anyway, if you're interested, know that these will be released on the 15th of June. As usual, there's 1,000 ways to spend your money much better than on these plastic toys. Know that as usual, the quality is going to be awful if the ones from before are anything to go by. But once again, there are much better alternatives to the Moonswatch, as usual, completely made out of stainless steel. Stuff from AliExpress, of course, with original designs, like the amazing Baltonies, if you want stuff that is really high quality and that comes at half the price of these. Piece of SHIT. That's pretty much it. Let me know if you, as a fan, are excited. If you're extremely bored like myself and sick of seeing these things coming every month or 2 months. If you're sick of Swatch milking the cow, of course don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content. I usually do content that is more constructive as well, suggesting you things. I'm gonna leave you here with chronographs that are way better value than the god-awful MoonSwatch. Thank you very much, and I'll be seeing you very soon. Goodbye.